You know, sometimes I forget that I'm a photographer. I forget that cameras are part of my everyday carry and that social functions are basically just places where I can snap photos and steal memories with the press of a shutter. And it's funny, I rarely share those photos. In school, I was taught that as a society, we bounce between art being self-sufficient and art needing to be experienced in order to reach its full potential.
But I liked it when Barthes wrote that the birth of the reader must be at the cost of the death of the author, suggesting that meaning can be co-created.
Now, obviously, he wasn't talking about photography. Photography isn't really considered one of the 5 classical art forms, but I like the sentiment. So, in order to co-create some meaning, I need to share some photos. And that's where today's little guy comes in. This is the Liene Amber Series M100 photo printer.
My name is Cabbage, and welcome back to the channel.
On the surface, this little guy just prints out 4x6 photos in a glossy, semi-gloss finish. It uses a mobile app that it's completely controlled by, although there is desktop support, more on that later. And it uses proprietary ink cartridges and paper as consumables to fuel its little engine. The packaging was nice and easy to set up. Cut to a clip.
Let's start. Memory moment. They're all words that I agree with. I think this is paper. Cartridges, a powder brick, packaged very tightly and safely. We call this like styrofoam. And styrofoam. I think that's a minus 0.5 on sustainability. Mostly it's cardboard, which is good. Instant photo printer. That's pretty good right there. That's it. Take this end, that, install, press that snaps. Oh, there's no like satisfying snap. What the hell? No sound to that. Oh, disappointing. You do want to make sure that the lock is down. It'll just lock in place like that. Load the cassette glossy side. I think it goes without saying, but this side is the glossy side right here. That's glossy side, and then there's a side that says back side. Huh? Okay. Okay. So you go snap, and then it comes down like that.
I don't know if you can see that, but it just says Liene photo printer, which is pretty sick.
So now that we can add a printer, I'm going to print a photo. Allow full access. All right, what should I print first? I mean, we might as well just go and send it right away, right? I'm gonna do a borderless one to start. It's at 2 low pixels. Oh Jesus! All right, here we go. I'm printing my first photo. Here we go. Print. Time starts now to print.
While we're here, the desktop support is just a simple driver. Once you install it, you can print via USB connection or Wi-Fi, but that's only limited to PC. So for Mac users, you'll be downloading the iPhone app through the App Store, which works, but it's clunky and looks like this.
Okay. That was pretty quick. Check that out. Ta-da! That's a really great looking photo.
There's these little cutoffs on the sides that I think you need to...
Okay. Oh! That was an unhealthy sound. It sounds like I'm breaking wood. Which it is. It's like, it's paper.
Okay, boom. Okay, there's the final thing. Ta-da!
Oh, perfect. 4x6. This is a really great print. It's like super color accurate too. It's very rare that I print out my photos. So as a first photo that's printed out, that looks great. It's like almost exactly the color.
This photo was shot on the X100 and I can only show it at this angle so that the ND filter doesn't get in the way. But like that's pretty color accurate, I would say. Like if you compare those two, like that's exactly what it is. I'm very impressed as a first test shot. That's great. This is my first print too. Like you just watched me unbox the whole thing. And it's like sharp too. Like this looks like it came out of a Photolab, but I did it at home. It's right here. I think it's cool that once you are done photo printing and doing all that stuff, it just snaps right on. Although it does look like a phone tray, but it's actually a magnet, so that's really cool. The app was simple, maybe a little too simple. It's really just to replace the LCD that they would have had to include. All it really does is allow you to print photos and do a basic photo edit, although it's nice, I guess, to have a black and white feature and put it in and be able to crop and all that. It is good. It is good. It does what it needs to do. I would compare it to the Fuji Instax app, where you're basically just making sure the layout looks the way you want it before the print comes out, which is a good thing. Although I would have liked to fiddle with some of the settings of the printer itself, maybe like its name or sound settings. I can't really do that. Although I will say that it's probably a good thing your app is idiot proof, because these consumables are consumable. Once you take a photo and print it out, the ink and paper you can't take back. So it's probably good that you're limiting the amount of places where a consumer will mess up. The whole printing process is called 4-pass ink sublimation. Basically what it does is it takes one color and passes it through, in this case yellow, magenta, cyan, and then finally finishes it off with, well, finish. It's actually really cool to watch the whole process. I'm actually kind of stoked by how it's all working out. You basically get to see every layer before it comes out as a final photo. But that's where our main concern is that any hair or dust that gets trapped in between all those layers
will be shown and trapped forever in the final proof. It's kind of like entombing a pharaoh, but it's a photo. And as for noise, it's not super stealthy. A couple offensive beeps here and there, but it's not that bad. Now, what I'm actually really surprised by is the color accuracy and the clarity of the final product. Obviously, with glossy images, you're gonna get this sort of more vibrant, deeper, color-rich photo. But even then, I'm very surprised. This looks exactly like what I would see from my local Photolab. And it's even more surprising because Liene isn't really a big dominant player in like instant photo technology. Well then, Liene, I will never have to go to a Photolab ever again. It's right at home now. Now, the big elephant in the room is cost. How much cheaper is to print your photos right at home instantly than to go to your local Photolab? Well, it isn't. Unlike some other DIY technologies like 3D printing, where open source and third-party softwares and tools are available for you, with instant photo printing, you're locked into just one system. All the consumables you have to buy straight from the designer of the product. And that's where the cost increases. This isn't just a problem with the M100 though. Every instant photo technology has this problem. Fujifilm actually makes you buy paper cartridges. They already have the ink inside them already. And per photo, you're paying about $1. The Liene M100 is less. It's only about 61 cents per photo. And for less, you get a really color accurate 4x6, which could be worth framing. The Instax photos, while timeless, do have a more casual look. In my opinion, they're more fridgeable than frameable. I'm gonna put a little footnote here and say that Liene actually markets that per photo you're only paying 43 cents, but at time of recording, I pay 61 cents. Now obviously this could be due to my Canadian conversions and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, 2025, man, not the best time. Given the current prices, all other instant photo technologies come in at around the same prices, anywhere between 50 and 70 cents per photo. Fujifilm is definitely the most expensive of the bunch. Kodak and Polaroid are out doing their own things.
I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
Which really only leaves one printer left, and that's the Canon Selfie series. That's the only other printer that I even considered based on my research. Although I don't have one here to test against the Liene for photo quality, what I can say is that in Canada, I would be paying less on a per photo basis at around 50 cents, which isn't much of a price difference. It's probably only 7 to 10 cents per photo on any given day, and that's also depending on your economy, but it can really add up if you're doing this for a lot of gifts, projects, or even for your small business. The Canon printers also have the ability to print in 3 different finishes: matte, semi-gloss, and gloss, which could be the difference maker for you if you're in a region where Canon consumables are actually less than the Liene ones. Just actually looking at it right now, it looks like I'm paying duties on all of the Liene consumables, so it probably has to do with regionality and where you're at, because you could be paying duties on top of the actual consumables itself, which increases the price per photo. Which isn't a great look, and that's why doing your research for technology that deals with consumables is really important. Depending on where you're at, it could be subject to duties or taxes that you don't want to be paying on top of the per photo price, and it all adds up in the end. The Canon Selfie paper is the only other paper I've seen with third-party manufacturing, but they all come in at the same price, so it's really like, what's the point? It's really just stock. And in terms of quality, I have noticed online in my research that the selfie printers come out with a slight magenta hue, whereas these ones are super color accurate. So it really depends on the trade-off. If you want a couple more finishes and potentially cheaper consumables based on your region, maybe go with the Canon Selfie. But if ultimate color accuracy is your thing, I think this one can't be beat. When I was writing this video, I was really excited to get to the traditional Photolab versus the instant printer conversation, because generally these things are known for being a little bit more expensive per photo, and all of the research that I did had to do with these photos being more expensive than your Photolab. And it was justifying this whole system versus your generic Photolab being like, well, it's instant, it's in your own home and all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm here to break it to you. In 2025, at the time of recording, my local Photolab is pricing 4x6 gloss photos at 59 cents per photo. This is 61 cents. And it's instant, I don't have to wait 2 to 4 days, and it's super color accurate. It actually might be the time to buy an instant photo printer if you just want 4x6s. If you're a big scrapbooker, or if you love giving photos as gifts, or if you just generically love taking photos and printing them out and having them. This could be amazing. Not to mention if you're a small business and you like to give out these for freebies, which I might actually start doing. And to think that it's literally the same price as a Photolab and I don't have to wait 2 to 4 days, that's amazing. It's super good. Something that I want to mention here at the end of the review is that I think a lot of people will be turned off by the fact that Liene is a company that doesn't really have a lot of name power, which can be associated with lack of brand longevity. People are more willing to buy Canon products because Canon's been around forever, and they're more likely to consistently put out updates for their apps or continue to support their devices as time goes on. With Liene, we don't really have that data set or that history, so we're kind of just betting on the fact that they're going to continue to improve on their products. And I have seen some worries online through comment sections and forums talking about this issue. What I can say is that Liene currently has, I believe, an award that they were given in 2024 for best product, and that's pretty cool. And their apps are continuously being updated. I think the last time their mobile app was updated was 15th of September 2025. So I mean, look, they're at the time of the recording, they're still updating their stuff. Whether or not you think this is a deal breaker to you is really up to you. But I figured I'd just put this section in here to say that it doesn't look like they're going anywhere, and you're probably going to have a good solid 3 to 5 years on this device. So, conclusion. I think it boils down to how involved you want to be. Do you want your photos printed instantly, right at home, and take the process of making your art tangible right into your own hands? That choice is up to you. And it's available now for a really comparable price. For me, I'm quite satisfied with this printer. I may be paying 7 to 10 cents more per photo based on current prices, and I may not be getting a matte or semi-gloss finish, but the color accuracy and the detail and the clarity of this photo is really no joke. This whole project started as a way to use my photography as a gift, to take memories that I've stolen, distill them into a physical object, and then imbue them with intention for a loved one to experience.
That's pretty good.
Thus, meaning is co-created.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I printed them myself. Yeah. And I framed it myself from IKEA.
How cute. What's your photo? Oh.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe, and comment down below if you think that this is worth 60 cents per photo. Personally, I think it is, but I want to know your thoughts in the comments. There's a coffee link down below if you want to support the channel even further, but that's really all I got for today. Go make your art real. I think it's really important to make your art tangible nowadays. So yeah, comment down below how you're making your art real. I want to know. Give me some ideas. See ya.